Okay, I'm back. I never actually noticed that you have two extroverted or two introverted ones in a row from 4 to 5. So I thought I must have gotten mixed up about which one came next. But anyhow, it's TE, just like I thought it was. TE, as I said before, is extremely efficient. There are a lot, I have read online, a lot of Istps that are firemen. TE enables you to spring into action very quickly. Also, like physically or for your tongue to spring into action very quickly. Either one. I kind of call it the just do it to say it kind of function. And so they're wonderful for being something like a fireman because they, will seem like they're all relaxed and stuff. And then all of a sudden, boom, they can just, go. It just, ISTPs remind me personally of jumping spiders. All of a sudden, boom, and they're also very daring, jumping spiders just jump in your face. I like jumping spiders, but anyway, they remind me of those. Let's see. My sister, who has a lot of TE, being an INTJ, was saying to me that galley kitchens are the most efficient kitchens. And then it's just like, I said to her, well, maybe not, because like then you're not getting as much exercise, right? So like efficiency is not always the best thing, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah, they're extremely efficient. So comparing TE, which is extroverted thinking, to introverted thinking, introverted thinking is a universal system, whereas TE is kind of more like a lawyer. It's situational logic. It's not universal logic, it's situational logic, it's problem solving. Like I said, it's very efficient and it considers the best way to do things. So INFJs, this is our function, as I said before, that we almost do not have. When I need to get started, when I want to get started doing something, as a project, then I just it takes all the energy that I have practically and more, because TE gives you momentum to get started on something new. And so since we almost don't have that, God will tell me stuff way ahead of time, so I have time to save up momentum, and then he'll tell me just like right the right moment what to do and where to do it and all that sort of thing. But when I do start something, it takes so much energy to start it. I'm not looking at results to begin with. I just need to get started. That's the main thing. After that, then I'll start getting some momentum, and then I can concentrate on how I'm actually doing at the thing. But just to get started, that's the main thing to begin with. Also, like if I'm tired, I'm not probably gonna be able to talk because it just takes so much effort. Or maybe I'll be able to talk, but not with grammar. Also, like I'm not gonna be able to explain to people very easily what it is that I'm thinking unless I have a chance to consider it and like organize it in my brain first, because TE does like a natural sequence and a natural logic kind of thing, how the order people are normally thinking about stuff in. And so if I don't organize it in my thoughts yet, you probably have a pretty difficult time understanding what it is that I'm talking about, because I'll just like start from the end and then I'll mention this thing in the front, and then I'll just be like, it'll be everywhere, and you'll probably have a hard time understanding what it is that I'm talking about. So going on to SI. SI is the ISTP's sixth function, which possibly the entire personality is based upon. But as I said, this is their hidden function. My mom's relative was not a neat person. People that have SI are usually very organized, but since this is their sixth function and it's not one that they value, I was just kind of looking it up online because I know that my mom's relative was not organized, but then I was looking it up, and some ISTPs are very organized. I think that it has to do with your upbringing, partially. I know INFJs are not usually super organized, but I think I'm pretty organized because I've been brought up with having a mom that has SI, for her aspirational function. She's extremely organized, and there's always a huge emphasis on that. And I think that, I did read that one ICP on a forum was saying, or actually I think there's a couple of them, there may have been 3, I don't remember details very well, sorry, but anyway, SI is my 8th function, I'm only okay at it. But anyway, they were saying, or he was saying, that it's very efficient. So I think that maybe once they realize how efficient it is, then maybe they can go in that direction. But again, I think it kind of depends on the person. If you need to, express your 6th function, I think you need to express your 6th function in order to, let me get comfortable here, sorry. Your 6th function in order to not implode or explode. That would be a very good way to do it, is to, be organized, right? I really can't think about SI very much without feeling irritated, because it's my 8th function. And it's the one I value the least. It's not that I don't know that it's a very valuable function, it's just the way my brain just, if I think about it too much, it imbalances the whole rest of my personality. But, anyway, so they do have, tradition in the detail, as I said before, they have a lot of detail in their SE, which gives them coordination, and, they're good on, details, well, I already said that, they have a lot of memories. So now we are up to NE, which is the 7th function of the ISTP. So this, as I said, enables you to latch a hold of visible, maybe behavioral clusters, visible patterns. So the ISFP, who also has it in that position, and the ISTP can be a little bit vulnerable in that respect, because if you're able to latch a hold of that, then you're able to react more quickly in different situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can feel how people are underneath, I think, but then on the other hand, actually dealing, I'm not sure exactly how it is that it affects them, but you want to go up? The dog would like to pass. Go on. So this can make them vulnerable with people, because they're not able to recognize, okay, usually people that are this way act this way, and that sort of thing. It's in there, but it takes them a while. By the time they realize, it can kind of be too late. I have NE lapses myself, because when I'm focusing on NI, since NE is in the background, it's always going in the background, but if I'm trying to focus on NI, if I'm in a place that I don't know, I'm probably going to be focusing on NI, and then I'm not going to notice consciously a lot of stuff, because I'm leaning on the function that I like the best. But apparently it's nowhere near what ISPs and ISPs go through. I pretty much take NE for granted just because it's in the background. It's hard for me to imagine what it would be like to not have NE, almost not have NE. Because of this, they have the most pure NI. So yeah, they can really understand what is going on under the surface. And I realized I forgot something in my TE, talking about the TE, and that is that they have the ability, like if you're in a room with them, they got that TI going, like I do, only more, and they can see the whole room and the whole picture of what's going on, and they really have the ability to rally everyone suddenly, of course, because they got that TE, and that TE is, they're able to rally everyone very suddenly to a certain cause, or motivate them to go in a certain direction very suddenly. Like, they don't really do a whole lot when they're in a crowd. They're pretty laid back, and you may not even really notice them very much, but all of a sudden, boom, that SE and that TE will take off, and they can just electrify the crowd somehow. It's really amazing. and just influence everyone. And also the people that have TE, even if it's like their sixth function, which you'll see with it could be a combination of TE and SE. But these people, when they're in an emergency, it'll be like they're seeing everything in slow-mo, and it's just like actually their strength, and they're just like at their best in this kind of situation. And I think that, you know, ISTPs have that kind of thing going on. Let's see. Okay, I think that we are to the very last function. So, FI is your personal feelings and your personal values, and they are like INTPs in that, like, if they don't know you, or they're just like being friendly or whatever, or just like as a buffer, they will lightly chat about their own personal feelings or values. I don't won't really mean very much. They're just doing it to be nice. They'll put personal stories, you know, on social media. They'll do things like this. And I mean, this INTP that I was talking to, you know, shared some personal story. Like, I didn't even know him at the beginning, and this is not something I wouldn't have told somebody like something about that. And plus, I knew them a lot better, but you know, they're not valuing it. Like, we're about, like, you know, it's not a very strong function. Only okay at it. And it's their eighth one. They're just doing it to be polite, to be friendly. And I think it's pretty funny that, and also, you know, they use it as a buffer to keep people, you know, at a certain distance and to protect themselves somehow. It makes sense in my mind, but maybe not enough to explain in this moment. But anyway, it's really funny to me. This is a little bit like what I was explaining before about them being, you know, TI DOMs, but then having NI in a pretty prominent position. That both of the TI DOMs have, for their eighth function, a feeling function, and so you get to chat about feelings with them. You wouldn't think that. It seems counterintuitive. And then both of the FI DOMs, the ISFPs and the INFPs, you get to chat lightly about facts with them, and you wouldn't guess that either. So it's kind of funny. It's kind of like the opposite. So I saw online somebody that had a roommate that was an ISTP, and they said they're pretty easygoing and everything at home. I guess when they're in public, they can have that easygoing side, but then on the other side, they can be pretty kind of dramatic and kind of intense. It seems like, I don't know. I don't think that ISTPs have as much need to be around people as INFJs do. Principally because I think what it is that they accomplish and what they do can, you know, be done not around other people. You know, we have to be around other people, obviously, because we study people, and that's how we navigate our world. But they think about many different things. Not to say INFJs don't, but I mean, like, the motivation for thinking about other things always has to do with people. Let's see. Oh, it says on Socionics that when INFJs and ICBs try to give advice to each other, that it's kind of awkward. It's kind of doesn't quite work out. And it's kind of that splitting thing. This is gonna move, isn't it? Stay still. It's like that kind of thing. It's like when they say something, you know what they mean. But then if you start to try thinking about it, then it becomes untrue because it splits in half. And then you're like, well, no, and if you follow this there, then that's not true. If you follow this there, then that's not true. I mean, you know what they meant originally, but somehow it just doesn't. It's just like, it'll give you a headache if you try to think about it. And it'll like, it's kind of odd to explain. So in the ISTP's brain, you have ISTP for their conscious. Then in their subconscious you have ENFJ. And then in their unconscious you have ESTJ. and then in their superego you have INFP. And the other thing, this is the last thing I can think of to share about ISTPs. There are roughly about three times more 7s in ISTPs than there are in ISFPs. So, I mean, you think of people a lot of times will try to think of the introverted of letters as being like a mini of the extroverted or something, and it's really not like that at all. I mean, for example, the ISTPs almost don't have any, but the NE is, you know, they're only okay at it, the ESTPs, but it's very evident because they're putting it out there to be friendly, so you get a very different result. Well, on the ISFPs, you have like 2.99% of them are 7s, and then 38.81% are 9s, so they're very peaceful for the most part, the ISFPs. You wouldn't really describe ISTPs as peaceful. They don't go looking for trouble, I don't think, necessarily, but if they're in it, it could be fireworks, you know. They're kind of, well, they've got that. ISFPs also can, but I don't know. ISTPs are pretty, it's different. I don't really know how to explain it. I haven't been around them enough. It's just the vibes I'm getting and everything there. But anyway, there's about 10.26% of them are 7s and 48.72% are 5s. 5 is the intellectual one, right? So, yeah. Anyway, that is about all that I can think of to say about ISTPs. Now I have it here. When I learn more in the future, I will be able to add to the information that I have here and stored thus far. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and see you later.